Imagine this, a crowded room, buzzing with chatter, laughter, and clinking glasses. It's one of those moments where everyone's trying to outshine each other, tossing around opinions like confetti. Then, out of nowhere, a man's voice cuts through the noise, loud and smug, saying something so jaw-dropping it makes the whole room freeze. He looks at a woman across the table and says, "Why don't you get back in the kitchen where you belong?" Yeah, you heard that right. In 2025, someone actually thought that was a good idea. The air gets thick, the kind of tension where you can hear your own heartbeat. Everyone's eyes dart to her, waiting. Is she gonna shrink? Cry? Storm out? Or is she about to do something that'll make this guy wish he'd never opened his mouth? That's the mystery you're here for, isn't it? What did she say that shut the whole room down? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what went down, and trust me, it's gonna be worth every second. Now, let's get real for a moment. You've been in rooms like this, haven't you? Maybe not with those exact words, but you've felt that moment when someone says something so out of line it makes your stomach twist. Maybe it was at a family dinner, a work meeting, or even just chilling with friends. Someone crosses a line, and the whole vibe shifts. You're sitting there wondering, is anyone gonna call this out? That's what makes this story so relatable. It's not just about one woman and one guy in one room. It's about all of us, about standing up, speaking out, and owning your power when the world tries to push you down. I'm telling you this because I know you're not just here for drama. You're here for something deeper. You want to feel that spark of courage, that rush of seeing someone take a stand and win. And I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna walk you through every second of this moment, step by step, so you feel like you're right there in the room, holding your breath with everyone else. But here's the deal. You've got to stay with me till the end, because the payoff? It's gonna blow your mind. Let's set the scene a little more, because I want you to picture this like it's happening right in front of you. It's a swanky dinner party in a big city, think New York or LA, where the lights are bright and everyone's dressed to impress. The kind of place where people are obsessed with status, throwing around hot topics like empowerment, equality, and trending challenges to sound woke. But beneath the surface, there's this undercurrent of old-school attitudes, the kind that make you wonder if we've really come as far as we think. The woman at the center of this story, let's call her Mia for now, isn't your average guest. She's sharp, confident, the kind of person who walks into a room and makes heads turn, not because of her looks, though she's got that too, but because she's got this energy. You know the type. Someone who's been through enough to know who they are and isn't afraid to show it. She's sitting there, holding her own in a conversation about, let's say, the latest viral YouTube trend. Maybe it's the Spill the Tea challenge or the React and Roast format that's blowing up right now. She's dropping insights, making people laugh, and then, bam, this guy, let's call him Chad, decides to derail everything with his kitchen comment.
Why?
Maybe he's threatened. Maybe he's just clueless. Or maybe he's one of those people who thinks shock value is the same as power. Whatever his deal, he's about to learn a lesson he won't forget. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, tell me what she said. I get it. You're dying to know how Mia clapped back, how she turned the tables and left Chad speechless. But here's why I'm holding off. This story isn't just about her words. It's about the build-up, the stakes, the way the whole room was hanging on what would happen next. If I just gave you the punchline now, it'd be like skipping to the last page of a thriller. You wouldn't feel the weight of it. You wouldn't get why everyone in that room went from shocked to stunned to straight up shook. So, I'm asking you to trust me.
Lean in.
Picture yourself at that table, maybe sipping a drink, watching Mia's face as she processes what Chad just said. Her eyes narrow, her lips curve into the faintest smile, not the kind that says she's amused, but the kind that says, "Oh, you have no idea what's coming." That's the moment you're here for, and I'm going to make sure you get every ounce of it. But to do that, I need you to stick around, because this story's got layers, and I'm peeling them back one by one. Let's talk about why this hits so hard. You're watching this video because you've seen the world changing, right? You've scrolled through YouTube, TikTok, X, whatever, and you've seen people calling out nonsense, standing up for what's right, and shutting down haters with style. It's why videos tagged with savage comebacks, epic roasts, or mic drop moments are trending like crazy. You love that feeling of justice, of seeing someone get what's coming to them. But it's more than that. Deep down, you're watching because you want to know how to do it yourself. You want to know what it takes to stand tall when someone tries to knock you down. That's what Mia's story is going to give you. It's not just a viral moment. It's a masterclass in owning your voice. And I'm not just throwing that out there. I'm promising you by the time this video ends, you're going to feel like you could walk into any room and handle whatever comes your way. That's the connection I'm building with you right now. I'm not just some faceless voice on YouTube. I'm your guide, your hype person, and I'm here to make sure you leave this video feeling unstoppable. So, who's this Chad guy anyway? Without giving too much away, let's just say he's the kind of dude who thinks he's the king of every conversation. You know the type, always got a loud opinion, always needs to be the center of attention. Maybe he's a coworker, maybe he's a friend of a friend, but he's definitely the guy who thinks traditional values means women should stay in their lane. He's not a cartoon villain, though. That's what makes this story so real. He's just a regular guy who's bought into some outdated ideas and thinks he can flex them in public. Big mistake. Because Mia? She's not here for it. She's got a story of her own. Years of fighting to be heard, of breaking through ceilings, of dealing with guys like Chad who think they can define her. And in this moment, all of that is about to come pouring out in a way that's going to make your jaw drop. But here's the thing, it's not just about her. It's about every time you've wanted to speak up and didn't. Every time you've rehearsed a comeback in your head but stayed quiet. This story's for you, and I'm telling it to you like we're sitting across from each other, swapping stories over coffee. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this moment didn't just happen in a vacuum. The world we're living in, the one you're navigating every day, is a wild mix of progress and pushback. You see it all over YouTube, don't you? Videos about girl power, breaking stereotypes, empowerment anthems. They're everywhere because people are hungry for stories that show we're moving forward. But then you've got the other side. The comment sections, the trolls, the people who cling to the past like it's their lifeline. That's the tension in this room. It's 2025, and we're still wrestling with questions like, who gets to speak? Who gets to be heard? And what happens when someone tries to shut that down? That's what makes Mia's response so electric. It's not just a comeback, it's a statement, a declaration. And when you hear it, you're gonna feel it in your bones. But to get there, you've gotta understand the stakes, the people, the moment. That's why I'm taking my time, setting it all up, making sure you're locked in for the ride. Alright, let's pull back for a second and talk straight. You're still here, which means you're hooked, and I love that. I'm not gonna waste your time. This video's got everything you're craving. Drama, wit, a little bit of shade, and a whole lot of heart. But more than that, it's got truth. The kind of truth that makes you sit up and think, damn, I needed to hear that. I'm telling you this story because I know you're not just watching for kicks. You're watching because you want to feel something real. You want to see someone take a stand and win, not just for themselves, but for everyone who's ever been underestimated. That's what Mia's about to do. And when she does, it's going to be one of those moments you'll want to replay, screenshot, maybe even share with your group chat. But here's my challenge to you. Don't skip ahead. Don't scroll to the comments to see if someone spoiled it. Stay with me, because I'm building this up so you feel every second of it. You're not just watching a story. You're living it with me. Now, let's zoom back into that room. The silence is deafening. Chad's sitting there, smirking, thinking he's won. The other guests are frozen, some looking at their plates, others staring at Mia, waiting for her to react. The tension's so thick you could cut it with a knife.
And Mia?
She's not rushing. She's not panicking. She's sitting there, calm as anything, like she's been waiting for this moment her whole life. Her eyes lock on Chad's, and that faint smile on her lips? It's growing just a little. The kind of smile that says, you just messed with the wrong one. The room's holding its breath, and so are you. What's she gonna say? How's she gonna turn this around? Is it gonna be a savage roast that goes viral? A quiet burn that cuts deeper than any shout? Or something else entirely, something no one saw coming? That's the question burning in your mind right now, and I'm not gonna leave you hanging, but I'm also not gonna spoil it just yet. Because what happens next? It's bigger than a single line. It's a moment that shifts everything. And to feel its full power, you've got to stay with me, right here, right now, until the very last second. Picture that room again, the air so heavy it feels like the walls are closing in. Mia's sitting there, her gaze locked on Chad, that faint, dangerous smile playing on her lips. The silence stretches, every second feeling like an eternity, and you can almost hear the collective heartbeat of everyone at the table. Nobody knows what's coming, but they know it's going to be big. You're right there with them, aren't you? Leaning in, waiting for Mia to drop whatever verbal grenade she's holding. But before we get to that moment, let's pull back just a bit because to really feel the weight of what's about to happen, you need to know who Mia is, what brought her to this table, and why this moment feels like it was years in the making. I'm not going to spill everything. Oh no. We're keeping the mystery alive, but I'm going to give you just enough to make you question, to make you wonder, to keep you glued to this story. Because this isn't just about a single comeback. It's about a woman who's been navigating a world full of Chads, fighting battles you might not even see coming, and maybe, just maybe, facing something bigger than this one dinner party. Stick with me because the deeper we go, the more you're going to realize nothing here is quite what it seems. Let's start with Mia, because she's the heart of this story. She's not just some random guest who wandered into this fancy dinner party. Mia's the kind of woman who's built a life on proving people wrong. Think of her as someone who's clawed her way up in a world that loves to put women in boxes. She's in her early 30s, with a career that's got everyone talking. Maybe she's a content creator who's been blowing up on YouTube with Savage Reacts videos, or maybe she's a rising star in a male-dominated field like tech or finance. Whatever it is, she's good and people know it. But success like that? It comes with a price. You've seen it, haven't you? The comments under viral videos, the trolls on X, the people who can't stand to see a woman shine. Mia's been dealing with that noise for years, and it's made her sharp, resilient, but also guarded. Recently, she's been at the center of some buzz. Maybe a big project that's got her name trending, something like a glow-up challenge, or a spill the tea expose that's racked up millions of views. But with that spotlight comes tension. There are people who love her, sure, but there are also those who'd love to see her trip. And tonight, at this dinner, it feels like those worlds are colliding. Was she invited here to celebrate her success? Or is someone setting her up to fall? That's the question starting to creep into your mind, isn't it? Now, let's talk about the room she's in, because this dinner party isn't just a random gathering. It's one of those events where the guest list is curated like a YouTube algorithm. Everyone's here for a reason. Maybe it's a networking thing, a mix of influencers, execs, and old money types, all trying to flex their clout. The kind of place where people toss around phrases like personal branding and trending collabs while sipping overpriced wine. Mia's here because she's earned her seat, but you can't help but wonder if someone else at this table has other plans. Take Chad, for instance. He's not just some loudmouth who stumbled into the wrong conversation. He's got history, maybe not with Mia directly, but with the kind of world she represents. Could he be someone she crossed paths with before? A former colleague who didn't like being outshined? A rival creator who's been lurking in her mentions, throwing shade? Or maybe he's just a stand-in for something bigger, a symbol of all the pushback Mia's been facing lately. Then there's the host of the party, someone we haven't mentioned yet. Let's call her Vanessa, a polished, charming woman who seems to know everyone's secrets. She's been circling the room all night, all smiles and small talk, but there's something about the way she glances at Mia, like she's waiting for something to unfold. Is Vanessa an ally, or is she the one who put Chad up to this? You're starting to see the threads, aren't you? The little hints that make you question who's really pulling the strings. Here's where it gets juicy. In the weeks leading up to this night, Mia's been dealing with some drama. Nothing too public yet, but enough to make her a little on edge. Maybe it's a cryptic post on X that seemed to call her out, something about women who think they're too big for their britches. Or maybe it's a string of weird emails, the kind that don't outright threaten but leave you looking over your shoulder. She's been brushing it off because that's what Mia does. She keeps moving, keeps shining no matter what. But tonight, sitting at this table, you can't help but wonder if those little moments are connected. Was Chad's comment just a spur-of-the-moment jab, or was it planned? Is he the kind of guy who'd fire off a diss just to get a reaction, maybe to clip it for his own react and roast video? Or is he working with someone else, someone who knows Mia's been under pressure and wants to push her to her breaking point? And what about the other guests? There's a guy at the end of the table, quiet, watching everything with a smirk. Let's call him Ryan. He's been too quiet, hasn't he? The kind of quiet that makes you think he's got something up his sleeve. Then there's Sarah, the woman sitting next to Mia, who's been fidgeting ever since Chad spoke. Is she nervous because she's embarrassed, or because she knows something we don't? These are the pieces of the puzzle, and I'm laying them out for you, but I'm not going to put them together just yet. You're going to have to keep watching to see how they fit. Let's zoom out for a second and talk about why this moment feels so charged. You know how YouTube's been obsessed with clapback culture lately? Videos tagged with epic comebacks, savage moments, or mic drop reactions are pulling millions of views because we're all craving that rush of seeing someone stand their ground. But it's not just about the drama. It's about what it represents. Mia's not just fighting Chad. She's fighting a whole mindset, the kind that's been trying to box women in forever. You've felt it too, haven't you? That pressure to stay small, to not make waves, to let the Chads of the world have their say. That's why you're here, watching this video, because you want to see Mia flip that script. But here's the twist. What if this isn't just about her and Chad? What if this moment is the culmination of something bigger, something that's been brewing for weeks, maybe months? What if Mia's been walking into a trap, and this dinner is where it all comes to a head? You're starting to wonder, aren't you? Was Chad's comment a random act of stupidity, or was it the spark meant to ignite something else? And who else at this table might be in on it? Vanessa, with her too perfect smile? Ryan, with his cryptic smirk? Or someone we haven't even noticed yet? Now, let's bring it back to Mia, because she's the one we're rooting for. She's sitting there, still holding that gaze with Chad, and you can feel the energy radiating off her. She's not just some viral star or a trending hashtag. She's a woman who's been through it. Maybe she grew up in a small town where people told her to know her place. Maybe she's got a family that didn't believe in her dreams, or an ex who tried to dim her light. Whatever it is, it's made her who she is, someone who doesn't back down, even when the odds are stacked against her. But tonight, there's something different. You can see it in the way her fingers tighten around her glass, the way her smile doesn't quite reach her eyes. Is she nervous? Angry? Or is she playing a game of her own, letting Chad think he's got the upper hand while she sets up her checkmate? That's the thing about Mia. She's always 3 steps ahead. But what if, just this once, she's missed something? What if someone at this table knows more than she does, something that could turn this moment into more than just a viral clapback? You're feeling it now, aren't you? That itch to know more, to figure out who's who and what's what. I'm not going to leave you hanging, but I'm also not going to give it all away. Because what happens next, the words Mia's about to say, the way the room's about to explode, it's going to hit harder if you're right there with her, questioning, guessing, and holding your breath for what's coming. The room is still frozen, Mia's eyes boring into Chad's with that faint, unnerving smile, and you're right there, caught in the pulse of this moment, wondering what's about to unleash. The tension's so thick it's like the whole world's holding its breath, waiting for Mia to drop the hammer. But just as you think she's about to speak, something shifts, not in her, but around her. The atmosphere in this glitzy dinner party, with its clinking glasses and forced laughter, starts to feel less like a stage for a viral savage comeback, and more like a chessboard where Mia might not even know she's a pawn. You're hooked, aren't you? You want to know what's going on, why Chad's comment feels like it's just the tip of something much darker. I'm going to pull you deeper into this story, but I'm warning you now, things are about to get messy, eh? Mia's not just up against a loudmouth with outdated views. She's stumbling into obstacles that make you question everything, from the people around her to the truth she thought she knew. Stay with me, because the layers we're peeling back are going to make you rethink who's really in control here, and by the end of this section, you're going to be itching for answers that are just out of reach. Let's dive into what's been happening with Mia, because the more you learn about her, the more you realize this moment at the dinner table isn't as simple as it seems. She's been riding high lately, maybe dropping Spill the Tea videos that have YouTube buzzing, or leading a project that's got her name trending alongside hashtags like Girl Boss and Empowerment Era. But success like that doesn't come without enemies, and Mia's been noticing cracks in her world. A few days before this dinner, something strange happened. Her phone pinged with a notification from an anonymous account on X, a single message that read, "You're not as untouchable as you think." It was vague, the kind of thing you could brush off as a troll, but it stuck with her like a splinter she couldn't dig out. She didn't tell anyone, not even her closest friends, because Mia's the type who handles her own battles. But now, sitting at this table, with Chad's smug face and the room's eyes on her, that message feels like it's looming larger. Was it just random hate, or was it a warning? And here's where it gets weird. Earlier tonight, before Chad's comment, Mia had slipped her phone under her napkin to check her notifications. Old habit, you know how it is. When she reached for it after his outburst, it was gone. Not dropped, not misplaced, gone. Someone at this table took it, and you can't help but wonder if it's connected to that message, to Chad, to something she's not supposed to find out. That's the kind of obstacle that makes your stomach twist, isn't it? The kind that says this isn't just a mic drop moment waiting to happen, it's a puzzle with missing pieces. Now, let's talk about the people around Mia, because the more you look at them, the shadier they get. Take Sarah, the woman sitting next to her, who's been fidgeting like she's got ants in her pants ever since Chad spoke. Sarah's supposed to be a friend, someone Mia's known since their college days, back when they were both scraping by, dreaming of bigger things. They've got history, late-night talks, shared secrets, the kind of bond that feels unbreakable. But there's something Mia doesn't know, something Sarah's been keeping buried. Years ago, when they were still young and hungry, there was a moment, a betrayal, that Mia never found out about. Maybe Sarah sold her out for a job, or maybe she spread a rumor that cost Mia an opportunity. It wasn't big enough to destroy their friendship, but it was enough to plant a seed of guilt that's been growing in Sarah ever since. Tonight, Sarah's been acting strange, avoiding Mia's eyes, her hands twisting in her lap. Is she just embarrassed by Chad's comment, or is she hiding something bigger? Could she have taken Mia's phone, maybe to cover up a text or a call that would expose her? Or is she just caught in the crossfire, nervous because she senses something's off? You're starting to see how tangled this web is, aren't you? Every person at this table feels like they could be a suspect, and Mia's stuck in the middle, trying to figure out who she can trust. Then there's Vanessa, the host, who's been gliding around the room all night like she's directing a movie. Vanessa's the kind of woman who knows how to work a crowd, dropping trending collabs and personal branding into every conversation, making everyone feel like they're part of something exclusive. But there's a sharpness to her, a way she watches Mia that feels less like admiration and more like calculation. Earlier in the evening, before the dinner even started, Vanessa pulled Mia aside for a quick chat. It was all smiles, all "I'm so proud of you," but then she said something odd. "Be careful tonight, Mia. Not everyone here is your friend." It sounded like a friendly warning, the kind of thing you say to someone you care about. But now, with Mia's phone missing and Chad's comment hanging in the air, that warning feels like it's got teeth. Was Vanessa trying to protect Mia, or was she planting a seed of doubt, setting her up to second-guess everyone? And here's the kicker. Vanessa's got a pass with Chad, something nobody's talking about. Maybe they worked together on a failed project, or maybe there was a personal connection that went south. Whatever it is, it's enough to make you wonder if Vanessa invited Chad knowing he'd stir things up. Is she an ally, or is she the one orchestrating this whole scene, watching Mia squirm for reasons we don't yet understand? You're feeling that itch now, that need to know who's playing who, and I'm loving that you're right there with me, piecing it together. Let's throw another wrench into this, because Mia's not just dealing with a missing phone and shady friends. She's starting to realize this night might be tied to something from her past, something she thought she'd left behind. Back when Mia was just starting out, before the YouTube fame and the trending hashtags, there was an incident, a moment that changed her. Maybe it was a public humiliation, like a react and roast video that went viral for all the wrong reasons, tearing her down in front of thousands. Or maybe it was something quieter, like a mentor who promised to lift her up but stabbed her in the back instead. Whatever it was, it left a scar, and Mia's spent years building herself back up, turning that pain into power. But tonight, sitting at this table, She's getting the eerie feeling that someone here knows about that moment. Maybe it's in the way Ryan, the quiet guy at the end of the table, keeps smirking, like he's holding a secret. Maybe it's in the way Chad's comment felt too pointed, too personal, like he was aiming for a wound he knew was there. And now, with her phone gone, Mia's starting to wonder if someone's trying to drag that past back into the light. Could there be evidence on that phone, a message, a photo, something that ties back to that old wound? And if so, who wants it hidden and who wants it exposed? You're seeing how the stakes are climbing, aren't you? This isn't just about a savage comeback anymore. It's about a truth Mia might not be ready to face. Here's where things take a turn. Just as Mia's about to speak, to finally unleash whatever's brewing behind that smile, something else happens. The lights in the room flicker, not enough to cause a panic, but enough to make everyone glance up, breaking the tension for just a split second. When the lights steady, Mia's expression has changed. It's subtle, but you catch it. A flicker of uncertainty, like she just saw something, or someone, that threw her off. Was it a shadow moving in the corner of the room? A glance from Vanessa that felt too knowing? Or did she notice Ryan slip something into his pocket, something that could be her phone? Whatever it was, it's enough to make Mia hesitate, and that hesitation feels like a crack in her armor. You're on the edge of your seat now, because this is the moment where everything could shift. Is Mia still in control, or is she starting to realize she's up against something bigger than she thought? And then, out of nowhere, Sarah leans in close, her voice barely a whisper, and says, "Mia, don't. Not here." What does that mean? Is Sarah trying to protect her, or is she warning her to back off because she's part of whatever's going on? The room's still watching, Chad's still smirking, and Mia's smile is back, but it's different now, tighter, like she's playing a game she's not sure she can win. You're dying to know what's next, aren't you? But I'm gonna leave you right here, hanging on this twist, because what Mia does or doesn't do in the next moment is going to change everything, and you're not going to want to miss a single second. The room hangs in that electric, unsteady moment, with Mia's smile tightening and Sarah's whispered warning, "Mia, don't. Not here," still echoing in your mind. The lights have steadied after their eerie flicker, but the vibe in this swanky dinner party feels like it's teetering on the edge of something chaotic. You're locked in, aren't you? You can feel the weight of every glance, every subtle shift, like you're sitting at that table yourself, trying to piece together who's playing who. Mia's eyes are still on Chad, but there's a new wariness in her, like she's just caught a glimpse of a trap she didn't see coming. And now, just when you thought this story couldn't get any twistier, another thread unravels, pulling you into a secondary storyline that makes the mystery even murkier. This isn't just about Mia's missing phone or Chad's smug comment anymore. There's something else at play, something that's got everyone's motives looking shadier than ever. I'm going to keep you right here in the thick of it, piling on the stakes and leaving you with more questions than answers, because this tale is spiraling into territory that's going to make your head spin. Stay with me, because what's coming next is going to make you question everything you thought you knew about this night. Let's zoom out just a bit to bring in this new layer, because while Mia's been holding court at this dinner table, someone else close to her has been dealing with their own drama, and it's starting to bleed into this moment. Meet Lila, Mia's best friend and occasional collaborator, the kind of person who's always got her back, whether it's hyping up Mia's latest Spill the Tea video or helping her navigate the chaos of trending on YouTube. Lila wasn't invited to this dinner. Vanessa's guest list was too exclusive for that, but she's been blowing up Mia's phone all day, or at least she was until Mia's phone vanished. What Mia doesn't know, and what you're about to find out, is that Lila got a message of her own this morning, one that's eerily similar to the anonymous ex-post Mia received a few days ago. It came through a burner email, short and cryptic. "Tell your friend to watch her step. The kitchen's not the only place she doesn't belong." Your stomach's twisting now, isn't it? Because this isn't just a random troll anymore. This is someone targeting Mia and the people closest to her, someone who knows enough to hit where it hurts. Lila didn't tell Mia about the message, not wanting to stress her out before this big night, but she's been freaking out, texting Mia nonstop to check in. And now, with Mia's phone gone, Lila's on the outside, panicking, wondering if she should crash this party or stay quiet. Is this message connected to Chad's comment, to Vanessa's warning, to the missing phone? Or is it a red herring, meant to throw everyone off the scent of something even bigger? Now, let's weave this back into the dinner, because Lila's situation isn't just a side note. It's raising the stakes for Mia in ways she can't even see yet. Back at the table, Mia's still processing Sarah's whisper, her mind racing to figure out what's going on. She's trying to stay cool, to keep that savage comeback energy everyone expects from her. But the missing phone, the flickering lights, and now Sarah's cryptic words are piling up like storm clouds. And then there's Ryan, the quiet guy at the end of the table, who's been watching this whole scene unfold with that unsettling smirk. You're starting to wonder about him, aren't you? Because just before the lights flickered, you caught a glimpse of him slipping something into his jacket pocket. Not Mia's phone, or at least it didn't look like it, but something small, like a folded piece of paper or a flash drive. Could it be a clue, something that ties back to the messages Mia and Lila have been getting? Or is it something else entirely, like proof of that secret past event we hinted at, the betrayal or humiliation that scarred Mia years ago? Ryan's not saying a word, but his silence is screaming, and you can't shake the feeling that he's waiting for the perfect moment to make his move. Is he the one who took Mia's phone? Or is he holding onto something even more dangerous? And why does he keep glancing at Vanessa, like they're sharing a secret no one else isn't on? Here's where things get even messier, because a new piece of evidence, or maybe it's a misdirection, throws everything into chaos. As Mia's about to respond to Chad, to finally unleash whatever's behind that tight smile, Vanessa claps her hands, breaking the tension with a laugh that feels too forced. She announces it's time for a toast, but as she raises her glass, something slips out of her clutch and lands on the table, a small, crumpled note. Nobody else seems to notice, but Mia's eyes lock onto it, and for a split second, you see her freeze. The note's too far for her to read, but there's something about it, a logo, a scribble, that makes her breath catch. Is it connected to the anonymous messages? Does it have something to do with that old wound from her past, the one she's worked so hard to bury? Before Mia can reach for it, Vanessa snatches it up, tucking it away with a smile that's all teeth. Just a reminder for later, she says, but her voice is too smooth, too practiced. You're not buying it, and neither is Mia. Now you're wondering, was that note meant to be seen, a deliberate move to rattle Mia? Or was it a mistake, a crack in Vanessa's perfect facade? Either way, it's a contradiction, because Vanessa's been playing the gracious host all night, warning Mia to be careful. But this feels like she's hiding something that could tie her to Chad, to Ryan, to the messages, or maybe to Lila's warning email. The stakes are skyrocketing, and you're feeling it, aren't you? That itch to know who's pulling the strings and why. Let's talk about motives, because right now, everyone at this table looks like they've got an agenda. Chad's comment might have been the spark, but you're starting to think he's not the mastermind. Maybe he's just a pawn, someone who was egged on by Vanessa or Ryan to push Mia's buttons. Or maybe he's got his own beef, tied to that past event. Could he have been part of that old humiliation, someone who laughed when Mia was down? Then there's Sarah, who's supposed to be Mia's friend, but is acting like she's sitting on a bomb. Her warning to not do it here could be genuine concern, but what if it's guilt? What if she's the one who betrayed Mia all those years ago, and now she's terrified it's coming back to haunt her? And don't sleep on Lila, because even though she's not in the room, her message changes everything. Is she really just a worried friend, or could she be involved somehow, maybe leaking info to the wrong people? You've seen those plot twist videos on YouTube, haven't you? The ones tagged with betrayal exposed or shocking reveals that get millions of views because we're all obsessed with figuring out who's real and who's fake. That's what this dinner feels like. A pressure cooker where everyone's hiding something, and Mia's the one who's got to navigate it without getting burned. But with her phone gone, that note in Vanessa's hand, and Lila's warning ringing in the distance, the truth feels further away than ever. Now let's push the tension even higher, because just as Mia opens her mouth to speak, to finally address Chad, to maybe call out Vanessa or demand her phone back, something else happens. The door to the dining room swings open, and a new guest steps in, someone nobody expected. Let's call him Marcus, a slick, charismatic guy who walks in like he owns the place. He's all smiles, apologizing for being late, but there's a ripple in the room, like his presence changes the game. Mia's eyes narrow, and you catch it. She knows him. Not well, maybe, but enough to make her pause. Was he part of her past, maybe tied to that old wound we keep circling? Or is he connected to the messages, to the note, to the phone? Vanessa greets him warmly, but Ryan's smirk fades, and Sarah's hands start shaking. Marcus slides into a seat, his gaze lingering on Mia just a second too long, and you're hit with a wave of questions. Is he here to help her? Or is he another obstacle, another suspect in this web of secrets? The room's still waiting for Mia's response, but now, with Marcus's arrival, the air feels different, darker, heavier, like the real game is just beginning. You're dying to know what's next, aren't you? But I'm gonna leave you right here, with Marcus's smile, Mia's hesitation, and a table full of liars, because what happens now is gonna flip this story upside down, and you're not gonna want to blink. The dining room feels like it's shrinking, the air thick with unspoken secrets as Marcus's arrival sends a shiver through the already tense atmosphere. Mia's still poised to respond to Chad, her smile a fragile mask, but Marcus's lingering gaze and the subtle shifts around the table, Ryan's fading smirk, Sarah's trembling hands, Vanessa's too warm welcome, have thrown her off balance. You're right there with her, aren't you? Your heart's pounding, trying to untangle this web of glances and half-truths, wondering if Mia is about to deliver the savage comeback that'll shut Chad down, or if something else is brewing, something far darker. And just when you think you've got a handle on this moment, the story takes a sharp, chilling turn, plunging Mia into a realization that's as cold as ice. She's not just in a tense social situation, she's in real danger. I'm going to pull you deeper into this spiral, where the stakes aren't just about a viral, mic drop moment, but about survival, where every shadow feels like a threat and every ally feels like a question mark. Stay with me, because this is where the mystery gets raw, emotional, and downright terrifying, leaving you with a knot in your stomach and a desperate need to know what's next. Let's dive into the moment everything changes, because it happens fast, like a punch you didn't see coming. Mia's still holding her ground, her eyes flicking between Chad's smug face and Marcus's unsettling smile, when her attention snags on something outside the dining room's floor-to-ceiling windows. It's late, the city's skyline glittering beyond the glass, but there's a figure standing just outside, half hidden in the shadows of the balcony. It's not a guest, not a waiter. It's someone watching, their face obscured but their presence deliberate, like they're waiting for something. Mia's breath catches, her mind racing back to that anonymous X message. You're not as untouchable as you think, and the one Lila got, warning her to watch her step. Her missing phone, Vanessa's cryptic note, Sarah's whispered warning. It's all colliding now, and the realization hits her like a freight train. This isn't just about Chad's comment or a shady dinner party. Someone's targeting her, and they're close, maybe closer than she ever imagined. The figure outside shifts, just enough to catch the light, and Mia swears she sees something in their hand, a phone, a camera, or something worse. Her pulse is hammering, and you can feel it, can't you? That primal fear when you know you're being watched, hunted, and you don't know why or by who. She wants to call it out, to demand answers, but Sarah's words, don't. Not here, are ringing in her ears, and Marcus's arrival has everyone's attention, leaving Mia trapped in her own head, questioning if she's paranoid or if she's finally seeing the truth. Now, let's peel back the emotional layers, because Mia's not just some untouchable girl boss riding a wave of YouTube fame. She's human, and right now, she's scared. She's spent years building this image, dropping spill the tea videos and glow-up challenges that have millions of views, projecting confidence to a world that loves to tear women down. But beneath that, there's a woman who's fought through doubt, betrayal, and that old wound we've hinted at. Maybe a public shaming that went viral, or a mentor's backstab that left her reeling. That past has made her strong, but it's also left her with a quiet fear. What if it all comes crashing down? Sitting at this table, with the figure outside and her phone gone, that fear is clawing its way up, whispering that she's not safe, that someone knows her weaknesses and is ready to exploit them. She's thinking about Lila, her rock, who's out there somewhere, maybe trying to reach her, maybe in danger too. What if Lila's message wasn't just a warning but a cry for help? What if the person outside isn't just watching Mia but tracking everyone she cares about? Her mind's spinning, replaying every interaction tonight. Vanessa's warning, Ryan's smirk, Marcus's too perfect timing, and she's starting to wonder if she's been blind, if the real threat isn't Chad's loudmouth but someone quieter, someone who's been playing a long game. You're feeling her paranoia, aren't you? That sinking dread, when you realize the world you thought you knew is a house of cards, and someone's about to pull the tablecloth. Let's crank up the stakes, because just as Mia's grappling with this, something else goes wrong, something that makes her fear feel all too real. As Vanessa's toast drags on, all polished charm and trending collabs buzzwords, Mia slips her hand into her purse, hoping to find something to ground her, a pen, a lip balm, anything. Instead, her fingers brush against something that wasn't there before, a small, folded piece of paper, slipped into her bag when she wasn't looking. Her heart stops as she pulls it out, keeping it hidden under the table. It's not like Vanessa's note. This one's rougher, the handwriting jagged, and it reads, "Stop digging or you'll lose more than your phone." The words hit like a slap, and suddenly, the room feels too small, the faces around her too close. Who put this here? Was it during the light flicker, when everyone was distracted? Or earlier, when she left her purse by her chair during cocktails? Her eyes dart to Ryan, who's now leaning back, watching her with that same cryptic smirk, then to Marcus, who's chatting with Vanessa, but glancing her way. Even Sarah, her supposed friend, is avoiding her gaze, her hands still trembling. The figure outside is gone now, or at least Mia can't see them, but the threat in her hand is real, and it's personal. You're right there with her, feeling the walls close in, wondering if this is connected to that old wound, to the messages, to Lila, or to something she hasn't even uncovered yet. All those plot twist and shocking reveal videos you've binged on YouTube, they've got nothing on this, because this feels like it's happening to you. Here's where it gets even darker, because Mia's not just scared for herself anymore, she's terrified for Lila. With her phone gone, she can't check on her friend, can't see if Lila's tried to reach her, or if she's okay. The message in her purse is a direct threat, but what does lose more mean? Is it about her career, her reputation, or someone closer? Mia's mind flashes to Lila's absence tonight, how Vanessa's guest list conveniently left her out. Was that deliberate to isolate Mia? Or is Lila in trouble right now, maybe because she got that email, maybe because she knows something she shouldn't? Mia's paranoia is spiking, and she's starting to question everyone's motives. Vanessa, with her slick charm and hidden note, could she be orchestrating this, using Chad as a distraction while she pulls strings? Ryan, with his quiet menace and pocketed secrets, is he the one who slipped the note, or is he just a bystander enjoying the chaos? And Marcus, this latecomer who's got everyone on edge, what's his deal? Mia's gut is screaming that he's tied to her past, maybe to that viral humiliation or betrayal that's haunted her for years. Could he be the one who sent the messages? Or is he here to clean up someone else's mess? You're drowning in questions now, and that's exactly where I want you. Because this mystery isn't just about a savage comeback anymore. It's about a woman fighting to stay one step ahead of a threat that's closing in fast. Let's push it further, because just as Mia's clutching that threatening note, trying to keep her cool in a room full of wolves, another blow lands. Vanessa's toast ends, and the guests start murmuring, but Mia's barely listening. She's scanning the table, trying to figure out who's watching her too closely. That's when she notices something else. Sarah's gone. Not just stepped away to the bathroom. Her chair's empty, her purse missing, like she slipped out during the toast without a word. Mia's heart lurches because Sarah's been her anchor tonight, even with her weird behavior. Was her warning a genuine attempt to protect Mia, or was it a ploy to keep her quiet? And now, with Sarah vanishing right after the note, Mia's mind is screaming. Did Sarah leave because she's scared, or because she's part of this? Did she take Mia's phone, or worse, is she the one who put the note in her purse? The figure outside, the messages, Sarah's disappearance, it's all piling up, and Mia's starting to feel like she's in a betrayal exposed video with no script, no way to know who's friend or foe. You're feeling it too, that desperate urge to yell at her to run, to confront someone, to do something. But Mia's still sitting there, her smile gone now, her eyes darting to the windows, to Marcus, to the empty chair where Sarah should be. And then, as the chatter picks up and the guests start to move, she hears it, a faint buzz from somewhere in the room, like a phone vibrating in someone's pocket. Is it hers? Is it Lila's? Or is it another piece of this puzzle, another threat waiting to drop? You're on the edge now, and I'm leaving you right here, with Mia's fear, Sarah's absence, and a buzzing sound that could mean everything or nothing, because what happens next is going to tear this story wide open, and you're not going to want to look away. The dining room is a pressure cooker, every glance and whisper laced with suspicion as Mia clutches the threatening note in her hand, her eyes darting from the empty chair where Sarah should be to the faint buzzing sound coming from somewhere, maybe a phone, maybe her phone, maybe another trap. The figure outside the window is gone, but the chill of being watched lingers, and with Sarah's sudden disappearance, Lila's ominous email, and Marcus's unsettling presence, Mia's world feels like it's unraveling. You're right there with her, your pulse racing, trying to piece together this betrayal exposed puzzle that's got you hooked on every twist. You thought you knew what the story was, a savage comeback moment where Mia shuts down Chad's misogynistic jab, maybe with a side of dinner party drama. But hold on, because I'm about to flip everything you thought you understood upside down with a plot twist that's going to make your jaw drop and leave you questioning every single moment we've built so far. This isn't just about a viral clapback or even a targeted threat. It's something deeper, something that's been hiding in plain sight, and Mia's about to get hit with a revelation that changes the game entirely. Stay with me, because this is where the story cracks wide open, and you're not going to believe what's been lurking beneath the surface. Let's dive back into that suffocating dining room, where Mia's trying to keep her composure despite the note's warning, stop digging, or you'll lose more than your phone, and the buzzing that's driving her paranoia into overdrive. She's scanning the table, her mind racing through suspects. Vanessa with her slick charm and hidden note, Ryan with his cryptic smirk and pocketed secrets, Marcus with his two-timed entrance, and now Sarah, her supposed friend who's vanished without a trace. The guests are starting to move, some heading for the bar, others murmuring about Vanessa's toast, but Mia's frozen, her eyes locked on Marcus. There's something about him, a familiarity she can't shake, tied to that old wound from her past, maybe the viral humiliation that still haunts her, or a betrayal she's buried deep. And then, as if he senses her staring, Marcus leans across the table, his voice low, almost intimate, and says, "You don't remember me, do you, Mia? But I remember you. And I know what you did." The words land like a grenade, and suddenly, the room feels like it's tilting. What she did. The accusation is vague but razor-sharp, slicing through the narrative you've been building in your head. You thought Mia was the target, the victim of some orchestrated attack, but Marcus's words flip the script. What if Mia's not just a woman under siege? What if she's hiding something big enough to spark this whole night of threats and shadows? You're reeling, aren't you? Because now you're wondering if the mystery isn't about who's after Mia, but what she's done to bring this down on herself. Let's unpack this bombshell, because Marcus's revelation isn't just a throwaway line. It's a seismic shift that forces you to rethink every clue we've uncovered. Mia's face doesn't give much away, but you can see the flicker in her eyes, a mix of shock and something else. Guilt? Fear? Recognition? She doesn't respond, not yet, but her silence is deafening, and you're starting to piece together fragments of what Marcus might mean. That old wound we've been circling, the one that shaped Mia into the fierce, guarded woman she is. Maybe it's not what you thought. You assumed it was something done to her, like a public shaming in a react and roast video or a backstab by someone she trusted. But what if Mia was the one who crossed a line back then? What if, in her scrappy climb to YouTube fame, she made a choice that hurt someone like Marcus, or someone connected to him? Maybe she leaked a secret, sabotaged a rival, or walked away from a mess that left others in the dust. The anonymous X message, Lila's warning email, the note to her purse, They all seemed like threats from an outside enemy, but now you're wondering if they're echoes of Mia's own past, a reckoning she's been dodging for years. And Marcus, with his slick charm and knowing stare, feels like the key to unlocking it all, or the lock that's about to trap her for good. You're hooked on this plot twist vibe, aren't you? The kind that makes those shocking reveal videos blow up on YouTube, because nothing's more addictive than realizing you've been looking at the story all wrong. Now, let's weave in the other players, because this twist doesn't just reframe Mia, it casts new shadows over everyone at this table. Take Vanessa, who's been playing the perfect host, dropping trending collabs and personal branding like she's curating a viral moment. Her warning to Mia, "Not everyone here is your friend," felt protective, but now it's tinged with something else. Did Vanessa know about Mia's past? Is that why she invited Marcus? To stir up old ghosts? Her crumpled note, the one Mia glimpsed but couldn't read, suddenly feels like it might not be a random reminder, but a piece of this puzzle, maybe a name, a date, or a reference to whatever Mia did. Then there's Ryan, who's been too quiet, his smirk fading when Marcus arrived. Is he in on Marcus's plan, or is he playing his own game, holding on to that mysterious item in his pocket? And Sarah? Oh, Sarah. Her sudden disappearance feels even more sinister now. Was she running from Mia's past, from something she knows about what Mia did? Or was her warning a desperate attempt to keep Mia from digging into a truth that could destroy them both? Even Lila, out there somewhere, maybe in danger herself, takes on a new light. Was her email a warning from a loyal friend, or does she know more about Mia's secrets than she's let on? You're starting to see how this dinner party isn't just a stage for a mic drop moment, but a trap, one that's been set not just for Mia but by her, whether she meant to or not. The stakes are higher than ever, and you're feeling that betrayal-exposed rush, the kind that keeps you glued to the screen. Here's where it gets even wilder, because just as Marcus's words sink in, another clue surfaces, one that's been overlooked this whole time, hiding in the chaos of the night. As Mia's grappling with his accusation, her eyes catch something on the table, something so small it's a miracle she notices, a tiny charm, no bigger than a dime, half hidden under a napkin. It's a star, delicate and silver, and it hits Mia like a lightning bolt, because she knows this charm. It's from years ago, tied to that murky past Marcus is hinting at. Maybe it belonged to someone she wronged, someone who was part of that old wound. How did it get here? Did Marcus drop it as a taunt, a way to prove he knows her secrets? Or was it Sarah, leaving it behind before she vanished, a silent message that she's tied to this too? Mia's hand trembles as she reaches for it, but before she can pick it up, Vanessa's voice cuts through, calling for another round of drinks, and the charm disappears in the shuffle, knocked off the table or snatched by someone's quick hand. Mia's left gasping, her mind screaming that this charm is proof. Proof of what? She's not sure, but it's a thread to whatever she's done, whatever Marcus knows. You're losing it now, aren't you? Because this charm, this overlooked clue, is rewriting the story, making you question if Mia's the hero you thought, or if she's been running from a truth that's finally catching up. Let's push the knife in deeper, because Mia's not just facing Marcus's accusation and the ghost of that charm. She's realizing how alone she is. Lila's out there, unreachable, maybe in danger because of Mia's past. Sarah's gone, maybe fleeing her own guilt or something worse. Vanessa, Ryan, Chad, they're all watching her now, or at least it feels that way, their faces blurring into a gallery of masks. And the buzzing sound, that faint phone vibration, starts up again, closer this time, maybe from Marcus's pocket, maybe Ryan's. Is it her phone, holding messages that could expose her? Or is it someone else's, recording this moment for a react and roast video that'll ruin her? Mia's paranoia is a living thing now, wrapping around her like smoke, and you can feel her desperation, her need to act, to confront Marcus, to find Sarah, to get that charm back. But every move feels like a risk, like stepping into a trap she set for herself years ago. You're right there with her, questioning everything. Chad's comment, the threats, the dinner itself. Was it all a setup to force Mia to face her past? Or is there still another layer, another player we haven't seen? I'm leaving you here, with Mia's trembling hands, Marcus's knowing smile, and the ghost of that star charm, because what's coming next is gonna shatter this story into pieces, and you're not gonna want to miss a single one. The dining room is a minefield. Every breath Mia takes laced with the weight of Marcus's chilling words. I know what you did. And the ghost of that tiny star charm, now lost in the shuffle of the dinner party's chaos. The buzzing sound, maybe a phone, maybe her phone, hums faintly from someone's pocket, and the faces around her. Vanessa's polished smile, Ryan's cryptic stare, Chad's lingering smirk, blur into a kaleidoscope of suspicion. You're right there, aren't you? Your heart hammering as you try to unravel this shocking reveal that's turned Mia from a targeted hero into someone who might be hiding a dark secret? The twist of her past, the threats piling up, and Sarah's sudden disappearance have you hooked, craving the next piece of this betrayal exposed puzzle. But just when you think Mia's hit rock bottom, the conflict surges, forcing her into impossible choices that tear at her soul and make you feel every ounce of her fear, guilt, and desperation. I'm pulling you deeper into this storm, where the stakes aren't just about uncovering the truth, but about what Mia's willing to sacrifice to survive it. Stay with me, because this is where the story gets raw, gut-wrenching, and so intense you'll be holding your breath, questioning every move she makes and every motive around her. Let's dive into the heart of this escalation, because Mia's world is closing in, and the choices she's facing are the kind that haunt you long after the dinner plates are cleared. She's still reeling from Marcus's accusation, her mind clawing through memories of that old wound, whatever she did years ago that's now circling back like a vengeful ghost. The star charm, that fleeting clue that screamed of her past, is gone, but its absence is a weight on her chest, a reminder that someone here knows more than they're saying. And then, as the guests start to disperse, some heading to the balcony for air, others clustering around Vanessa's charm offensive, Ryan catches Mia's eye. He's been too quiet, too watchful, and now he's moving toward her, his smirk replaced by something harder, colder. He leans in close, his voice barely above a whisper, and says, "You've got 10 minutes to meet me in the study, Mia. Come alone, or Lila pays the price." The words hit like a sledgehammer, and suddenly, the buzzing phone, the missing charm, even Marcus's taunt fade into the background. Lila, her best friend, her anchor, the one who got that eerie email warning her to watch her step, is in danger, and Ryan's holding a leash. Mia's heart lurches, her mind screaming with questions. How does Ryan know about Lila? Is he bluffing? Or does he have proof, her phone, a message, something tying him to the threats? The choice is brutal. Confront Ryan, risk walking into a trap, and maybe save Lila, or stay here, play it safe, and leave her friend to whatever fate he's hinting at. You're feeling it, aren't you? That gut twist of being forced to choose between self-preservation and loyalty, the kind of dilemma that fuels those impossible decisions videos trending on YouTube. Let's sink massive emotional weight, because Mia's not just facing a tactical choice. She's grappling with a storm of guilt, fear, and love that makes this moment so human, so real. Lila's been her ride or die, the one who stayed up late editing Mia's Spill the Tea videos, who laughed with her through heartbreak and celebrated every glow-up challenge that went viral. But Mia's also haunted by Marcus's accusation, the star charm, and the note in her purse that warned she'd lose more if she kept digging. What if confronting Ryan exposes whatever she did in her past, the secret that's been clawing its way back? What if it destroys her career, her friendships, her whole world? And what if Lila's already gone, like Sarah, vanished into the night with no trace? Mia's mind is a battlefield, replaying every moment with Lila, her laughter, her fierce loyalty, but also that email, the one Lila didn't share until it was too late. Could Lila be part of this, somehow tied to Ryan or Marcus? Or is she a victim, caught because of Mia's mistakes? The paranoia is choking her, and you can feel it, the way it twists every memory into a question, every trust into a risk. She's picturing Lila's face, her voice, and then the anonymous X message, the figure outside, the buzzing phone. It's all crashing together, and Mia's terrified that any choice she makes will break something she can't fix. You're right there with her, your chest tight, because this isn't just a plot twist or a mic drop moment. It's a woman staring down the barrel of losing everything she loves, and you're rooting for her even as you wonder if she's earned this pain. Now, let's crank up the tension, because Ryan's ultimatum isn't the only knife at Mia's throat. As she's wrestling with whether to meet him, Vanessa sweeps over, all smiles and trending collabs energy, but her eyes are sharp, like she knows Mia's on the edge. She pulls Mia aside, her voice low, and says, "I found your phone, sweetheart. It was in the coat room, but there's a message on it you need to see. Meet me in my office in 5 minutes, or I send it to everyone here." Mia's blood runs cold, because Vanessa's holding her phone, her lifeline, maybe the key to Lila's safety, maybe proof of whatever Marcus knows. But the message? Is it the anonymous threat, a confession from Sarah, or something worse, something tied to that star charm and Mia's past? The choice is impossible now. Go to Ryan, risk Lila's life and whatever trap he set, or go to Vanessa, face whatever's on that phone, and maybe lose her reputation, her friends, her future. And here's the kicker. Vanessa's watching her like a hawk, and Ryan's already slipping toward the study, glancing back with a look that says time's running out. You're sweating now, aren't you? Because Mia's caught between two ultimatums, two ticking clocks, and every path feels like a betrayal of Lila, of herself, of the truth she's not sure she wants to face. Those impossible choices videos you've binged? They've got nothing on this, because Mia's not just fighting for a win, she's fighting to keep her world from burning down. Let's weave in the other players, because this dinner party is a snake pit, and everyone's fangs are out. Marcus is still circling, chatting with guests but always keeping Mia in his peripheral, like he's waiting for her to crack. His accusation, "I know what you did," hangs over her, and now she's wondering if he's connected to Ryan's threat, Vanessa's phone, or both. Could he be the one pulling strings, using Lila to punish Mia for her past? Then there's Chad, who's been quiet since his kitchen comment, but his smirk is back, like he's enjoying the chaos. Is he just a loudmouth, or does he know something, maybe tied to that old wound Mia's been running from? And Sarah, her absence is a ghost, haunting every choice. Did she run because she's guilty, or because she's in danger too? Mia's mind flashes to Sarah's warning, "Don't. Not here." And now she's questioning if it was about Ryan, Vanessa, or something else entirely. Even the buzzing phone, still faintly audible, feels like a taunt, maybe in Marcus's pocket, maybe Ryan's, maybe holding the key to everything. You're drowning in this betrayal-exposed spiral, where every face is a mask, every word a weapon, and Mia's got to pick her poison with no way to know what's safe. The dinner party's unraveling, guests murmuring, some noticing Mia's pale face, others oblivious, and you're right there, feeling her panic, her need to act before it's too late. Here's where it gets unbearable, because just as Mia's about to make her choice, Ryan's study or Vanessa's office, another blow lands. A waiter approaches, nervous, and hands her a folded napkin, saying it was left at the bar. Inside, scrawled in the same jagged handwriting as the note to her purse, is a single line, "Choose wrong," and Lila's not the only one who disappears. Mia's knees buckle, because now it's not just Lila, it's everyone she loves, maybe her family, her fans, her whole world. The waiter's already gone, swallowed by the crowd, and Mia's alone, the napkin trembling in her hand, the buzzing phone louder now, like a countdown. Ryan's almost at the study door, Vanessa's heading to her office, and Marcus is watching, always watching. The choices are impossible: save Lila, face Vanessa's message, or do nothing and risk losing everything. Mia's heart is screaming, her past is clawing at her, and you're right there, feeling every tear she's holding back, every fear she's fighting. What's the truth? What did she do? And who's behind this? You're desperate for answers, but I'm leaving you here, with Mia's shaking hands, 2 doors waiting, and a napkin that's turned this shocking reveal into a nightmare, because what she does next will break something, maybe Lila, maybe herself, maybe everything, and you're not going to want to miss it, /. Mia's world is a ticking bomb, the napkin's scrawled threat, "Choose wrong," and Lila's not the only one who disappears, clutched in her trembling hand as the dining room swirls with oblivious guests, their laughter a cruel contrast to the terror choking her. Ryan's silhouette is vanishing toward the study, Vanessa's already slipping toward her office, and Marcus's gaze burns into her, his cryptic, "I know what you did," echoing alongside the faint buzzing of a phone that could be her lifeline or her undoing. "You're right there, aren't you?" Your heart slamming against your ribs, caught in this shocking reveal, spiral where every choice Mia makes feels like it could unravel everything? The star charm, Sarah's absence, Lila's warning email, and now these dueling ultimatums have you glued to this betrayal exposed drama, expecting a climactic showdown. But hold on, because the story's about to explode into its true climax, revealing a conspiracy so vast, so insidious, it dwarfs everything Mia thought she was fighting. This isn't just about her past or a single night of threats. It's a web that ensnares more than she ever imagined, with a trusted ally's betrayal cutting deeper than any knife. I'm thrusting you into the heart of this high-stakes, emotionally raw storm, where danger and urgency pulse in every word, and you're gonna feel every second of Mia's fight to survive. Stay with me, because this is where the truth rips wide open, and it's gonna hit like a freight train. The moment surges forward, fast and relentless, as Mia's forced to move, her mind a battlefield of fear and instinct. She's got seconds to choose: Ryan's study, where he claims Lila's, Ya's life hangs in the balance, or Vanessa's office, where her phone and a mysterious message wait. But the napkins threat has upped the ante, hinting that Lila's not the only one at risk. Mia's gut screams to save her friend, and she bolts toward the study, her heels clicking on the polished floor, the dinner party's chatter fading into a distant hum. Her heart's pounding, memories of Lila's laughter, their late night, spill the tea editing sessions, and that haunting email. Watch her step, fueling her desperation. She bursts into the study, a dimly lit room lined with books and shadows, expecting to find Ryan with a smirk and a plan. But he's not alone. Standing beside him, her face pale and her eyes wide with fear, is Sarah, the friend who vanished from the dinner table, the one Mia thought might be guilty or gone. The sight of her is a gut punch, but before Mia can process it, Ryan steps forward, his voice cold as steel. "You thought this was about you, Mia? You're just a piece of it. Tell her, Sarah." Sarah's trembling, tears streaking her face, and her words come out in a choked whisper. "It's not just you they're after. It's all of us, anyone who's been too loud, too visible. They want to silence us." Your blood's racing now, because this isn't just a personal vendetta, it's a conspiracy, a coordinated effort to crush rising stars like Mia, and Sarah's confession is peeling back the curtain on a truth so massive it's dizzying. The scale of it hits Mia like a tidal wave, and you're right there, feeling the ground shift beneath her. Sarah's words spill out, frantic and fractured, painting a picture of a shadowy group, maybe influencers, maybe corporate players, maybe both, who've been targeting women like Mia, Lila, and even Sarah herself. Anyone whose glow-up challenge or savage reacts videos have threatened the status quo. It's not just about Mia's past, that murky, what you did, Marcus dangled like a noose. It's about power, control, and a network that's been orchestrating threats, disappearances, and setups to keep voices like hers quiet. The anonymous X message, Lila's email, the note in Mia's purse, the star charm. They're all pieces of a machine that's been grinding away, using Mia's old wound as leverage to break her. But Sarah's not done. Her voice cracks as she drops the real bombshell. "Vanessa's one of them, Mia. She's been playing us all along." The betrayal is a knife to the heart, because Vanessa, the charming host, the one who warned Mia to be careful, who claimed to have her phone, wasn't protecting her. She was setting her up, curating this dinner like a trap, inviting Marcus to rattle her, using Chad's comment as a spark to ignite chaos. "You're reeling, aren't you?" This plot twist is the kind that fuels trending betrayal-exposed videos, because Vanessa's duplicity rewrites every moment of the night, turning her smiles into schemes and her warnings into weapons. The emotional weight is crushing, and Mia's unraveling, her strength crumbling under the pressure. She's staring at Sarah, her friend of years, the one she trusted through college dreams and heartbreak, now standing here as both victim and traitor. Sarah admits she knew about the conspiracy for weeks, that she got her own threatening messages but stayed silent, hoping to protect herself. Her warning at the table, "Don't. Not here," wasn't to save Mia but to keep her from exposing the truth and dragging Sarah down with her. Mia's chest aches, not just for Lila, who's still out there, maybe hurt, maybe worse, but for the betrayal of a friendship she thought was unbreakable. She's flashing back to their past, to late nights laughing over cheap wine, to promises of "we'll make it together." And now it's all ash. But there's no time to grieve, because Ryan's not done. He pulls out Mia's phone, its screen glowing with a new message, and shoves it in her face. It's a video, grainy but unmistakable. Lila, tied to a chair in a dark room, her voice shaking as she begs Mia to do what they say. The sight rips a sob from Mia's throat, and you're right there, feeling her terror, her love, her guilt for dragging Lila into this. Ryan's ultimatum is brutal. Expose her own past, whatever she did that Marcus knows, or the video goes viral, ruining Lila and sparking a react and roast nightmare that'll destroy them both. You're on the edge, the urgency of this impossible choice screaming through every word, because Mia's not just fighting for herself, but for everyone caught in this conspiracy's claws. The conspiracy's tendrils keep spreading, and the danger's suffocating. Ryan hints that Marcus isn't just a ghost from Mia's past, but a hired gun, brought in to exploit her old wound, maybe a scandal she buried, a choice that hurt someone badly enough to fuel this vendetta. But he's not the mastermind. Vanessa's higher up the chain, and there are others, names Ryan won't spill, pulling strings from boardrooms or backrooms. The dinner party was a stage, every guest a player or a pawn, and Chad's comment, once the spark of the story, feels like a scripted jab to push Mia toward collapse. Even the star charm, that fleeting clue, was likely planted, a prop to keep her off balance. Mia's mind is racing, piecing together Vanessa's role, her note, her fake concern, her office waiting like a spider's web. Is the message on Mia's phone real, or another lie to break her? And what about the figure outside, the buzzing phone, the threats to lose more? Are they all Vanessa's doing? Or is there another layer, someone even she answers to? You're drowning in this shocking reveal, the kind that makes trending conspiracy videos explode, because the truth is bigger than Mia, bigger than this room, and it's closing in fast. Sarah's sobbing now, begging for forgiveness, but Mia's barely hearing her, her eyes locked on Lila's face on the screen, her heart tearing between confessing her past and saving her friend. The climax is a pressure cooker, and Mia's at breaking point, the weight of every choice crushing her. She's thinking of her fans, the millions who watch her savage comeback videos, who see her as a beacon of strength, and now she's facing a truth that could shatter that image. She's thinking of Lila, her voice cracking in that video, and of Sarah, whose betrayal cuts deeper than any threat. Vanessa's out there, probably in her office, waiting to spring the next trap, and Marcus is still circling, his knowledge a loaded gun. The study feels like a cage, Ryan's cold eyes daring Mia to move, and you're right there, feeling her panic, her rage, her love for Lila pushing against her fear of exposure. The conspiracy's scale is overwhelming, how many others are being silenced, how many voices crushed, and Mia's at the heart of it, forced to decide whether to fight, confess, or run. But there's no time, because Ryan's phone buzzes again, another message flashing, and his face hardens as he reads it. "Time's up," he says, and Mia's world tilts. The video of Lila still playing, the truth about Vanessa burning, and a new threat looming, bigger than anything she's faced. You're gripping the edge of your seat, this mic drop moment, turn nightmare pulsing through you, and I'm leaving you right here, with Mia's shaking breath, Ryan's chilling words, and a conspiracy that's about to swallow her whole, because what happens next is gonna redefine everything, and you're not gonna blink. The study is a suffocating trap, the air thick with dread as Mia stands frozen, Ryan's cold ultimatum. "Time's up," ringing in her ears while the grainy video of Lila, bound and pleading, loops on his phone. each frame a dagger to Mia's heart. Sarah's sobs echo behind her, a broken confession of complicity in a conspiracy that's far bigger than Mia ever imagined, a shadowy network targeting voices like hers, orchestrated by Vanessa, with Marcus as a weapon and Ryan as an enforcer. The buzzing phone, the star charm, the threatening notes, Chad's calculated jab, and Sarah's betrayal have all collided, stripping Mia's world to raw nerves and impossible choices. You're right there, aren't you? Your pulse racing, caught in this shocking reveal, storm where every second feels like it could shatter everything? This is the climax, the moment where mysteries unravel, truths explode, and Mia faces a psychological battle that's as brutal as any fistfight. I'm plunging you into the heart of this betrayal-exposed finale, where tension crackles, emotions bleed, and one last twist waits to upend everything you thought you knew. Stay with me, because this is where Mia fights for her life, her truth, and her redemption, and it's gonna leave you breathless. The confrontation ignites with a surge of desperation, as Mia's fear for Lila and rage at Sarah's betrayal fuel a reckless courage. She lunges for Ryan's phone, the video of Lila her only focus, but he's faster, yanking it back and shoving her against the study's bookshelves, the impact rattling her bones. His voice is a hiss, dripping with menace. You think you can fight this? You're nothing, Mia. Confess what you did, or Lila's gone, and your little YouTube empire goes viral for all the wrong reasons. The words claw at her, dragging up that old wound Marcus dangled. Whatever she did years ago, the secret that's been the conspiracy's leverage. Mia's mind flashes to the star charm, that fleeting clue tied to her past, and she realizes it's not just a taunt but the key to everything. Gasping, she locks eyes with Sarah, who's crumpled on the floor, and demands, "The charm, Sarah. Where is it? What do you know?" Sarah's tear-streaked face twists with guilt, and she chokes out a revelation that shifts the ground beneath Mia's feet. "It was mine, Mia. I dropped it years ago, when you took the fall for me." The truth crashes in. Mia's crime wasn't a betrayal she committed, but one she covered up, taking the blame for Sarah's mistake, maybe a leaked video or a sabotaged project that cost someone dearly. The conspiracy's been using this lie, twisting it to paint Mia as the villain, and Sarah's silence let it fester. You're reeling, feeling Mia's heartbreak, because this plot twist isn't just about the conspiracy. It's about a friendship she sacrificed everything for, now weaponized against her. The battle turns psychological, a high-stakes chess match as Mia seizes this truth to fight back. She straightens, her voice steady despite the pain, and turns to Ryan. "You want a confession?"
Fine.
"I protected Sarah, and you've been using it to tear me down. But I'm not the only one with secrets." She's bluffing, but her eyes flick to the door, where Vanessa's shadow looms, her office just down the hall. Mia's piecing it together, the notes, the figure outside, Vanessa's fake concern, and she realizes Vanessa's not just a player but the architect, using Marcus's knowledge and Ryan's muscle to orchestrate this night. She takes a step toward Ryan, her voice low, daring. "What's Vanessa hiding, Ryan? Why's she so desperate to shut me up? Is it because I'm not the only one she's targeting?" Ryan's face twitches, a crack in his armor, and you're on the edge, feeling the tension spike, because Mia's turning the tables, using her savage comeback energy to claw her way out. But Ryan's not done. He pulls a USB drive from his pocket, the same one you saw him slip away earlier, and snarls, "You want the truth? It's here. Every name, every target, every dirty deal Vanessa's made. But you'll never get it." He dangles it like bait, and Mia's heart screams for Lila, for the truth, for a way to end this. The room's a pressure cooker, Sarah's sobs fading as Mia and Ryan circle each other, the USB drive a ticking bomb that could expose the conspiracy or destroy her forever. You're gripped by this mic drop moment, the kind that fuels trending conspiracy-revealed videos, because Mia's fighting not just for survival but to dismantle the machine that's crushed so many. The climax peaks with a frantic scramble as Mia makes a desperate choice. She dives for the USB drive, tackling Ryan to the ground, books crashing around them. It's not a clean fight. It's messy, raw, driven by her love for Lila and fury at being played. She wrests the drive from his hand, but Ryan grabs her wrist, his grip bruising, and hisses, "You're dead if you use it." The door bursts open, and Vanessa storms in, her polished facade gone, her eyes blazing with a fury that confirms everything. She's the puppet master, and Mia's just exposed her. Vanessa's voice is ice cold. "Give it to me, Mia, or Lila's not the only one who disappears tonight." The threat lands, but Mia's holding the USB, her breath ragged, and she's done running. She locks eyes with Vanessa, her voice shaking but fierce. "You wanted me to break, but I'm not the one who's scared now. Who else is on this drive, Vanessa? Who's pulling your strings?" It's a shot in the dark, but Vanessa flinches, and you're losing it, because this is the moment. Mia's standing tall, the USB her weapon, ready to blow the conspiracy wide open. Sarah's crying, Ryan's panting, and Vanessa's poised to strike. The study a battlefield where every word is a bullet. You're feeling Mia's courage, her fear, her resolve, and you're glued to this shocking reveal, because the truth is so close, but the danger's never been higher. And then, the final twist hits, a gut punch you never saw coming. As Mia clutches the USB, ready to confront Vanessa, Marcus steps into the room, his presence like a storm cloud. You thought he was Vanessa's hired gun, a ghost from Mia's past meant to torment her. But his next words shatter everything. "You're all playing the wrong game, Vanessa. Mia's not the target. I am." The room freezes, and your mind scrambles to catch up, because Marcus isn't just a pawn. He's been orchestrating his own revenge, using Mia as bait to draw Vanessa out. He reveals the USB isn't just evidence of Vanessa's conspiracy, but proof of a deeper betrayal. Vanessa double-crossed him years ago, maybe in that same scandal Mia took the fall for, costing him everything. He's been feeding Mia clues, the star charm, the anonymous X message, to push her toward this moment, knowing she'd fight back and expose Vanessa's network. Mia's stunned, realizing she's been a weapon in Marcus's war, her "what you did," a lie he amplified to manipulate her. Vanessa's face drains of color, Ryan's grip slackens, and Sarah's sobs stop, because Marcus has flipped the script, turning this betrayal-exposed climax into a three-way showdown. Mia's holding the USB, the key to saving Lila and dismantling the conspiracy, but now she's caught between Vanessa's wrath and Marcus's hidden agenda, with no way to know who's the real villain. You're on the edge, this plot twist burning through you, because Mia's fight isn't over. It's just begun, and the truth is slipping through her fingers like sand. I'm leaving you here, with Mia's shaking hands, Marcus's cold smile, and a USB drive that could save or doom them all, because this climax is only the start of the fallout, and you're not going to look away. The study is a frozen battlefield, the air crackling with betrayal as Mia clutches the USB drive, her heart pounding under the weight of Marcus's bombshell revelation, that he's been using her to expose Vanessa's conspiracy, turning her into a weapon in his own revenge. Vanessa's face is a mask of fury, Ryan's grip on Mia's wrist falters, and Sarah's tear-streaked silence screams of guilt, while the video of Lila, bound and terrified, still loops on Ryan's phone, a constant reminder of what's at stake. You're right there, aren't you? Your breath caught in this shocking reveal, whirlwind, every nerve on edge as the betrayal-exposed climax teeters on the brink of collapse. The star charm, the anonymous threats, Chad's calculated jab, Sarah's confession, and now Marcus's double-cross have woven a tapestry of deception, and you're desperate for resolution, for Mia to find her way out of this nightmare. I'm bringing you to the story's final act, where loose ends tie together in an emotionally charged, unforgettable close that answers the burning questions about Lila, the conspiracy, and Mia's past, while leaving a haunting echo that'll linger long after the screen fades. This is where Mia fights for peace, where truths settle like dust, and where one last twist hints at shadows still lurking. Stay with me, because this ending is going to hit you in the heart and leave you thinking about courage, betrayal, and the cost of truth. The resolution begins with Mia's raw, defiant stand, her voice cutting through the study's tension like a blade. She's done being a pawn, done letting Vanessa, Marcus, or anyone else control her story. Gripping the USB, she locks eyes with Vanessa and says, "You built this conspiracy to silence people like me, but I'm not going quiet. This drive's going public, and so's your name." It's the savage comeback you've been waiting for, not just a retort to Chad's kitchen jab, but a declaration against every threat. The notes, the figure outside, the buzzing phone. That's tried to break her. Vanessa lunges, desperate to snatch the USB, but Mia's faster, dodging and shoving past Ryan, who's stunned by Marcus's betrayal. Sarah, finally finding her spine, grabs Vanessa's arm, her voice shaking but resolute. "Enough, Vanessa. It's over." The act is a small redemption, a flicker of the friendship Mia once cherished, but it's enough to give her a window. She bolts from the study, the USB her lifeline, racing through the dinner party's oblivious crowd, her mind fixed on Lila. She knows the drive holds the conspiracy's secrets, names, deals, proof of Vanessa's network targeting rising stars, but also, she hopes, a clue to where Lila's being held. You're feeling Mia's urgency, her heart pounding with love and guilt, because this isn't just about exposing the truth. It's about saving her friend, redeeming her past, and proving she's more than the mistakes she's carried. The mic drop moment is building, and you're glued to every step, craving the closure of this trending conspiracy unraveling. The chase spills into the mansion's dimly lit halls, Mia's heels echoing as she dodges guests, her eyes scanning for a way out or a signal from Lila. Vanessa's voice rings out behind her, rallying security, but Mia's fueled by something stronger, her love for Lila and the weight of Sarah's confession that Mia took the fall for her years ago. That old wound, the one Marcus exploited, was never Mia's crime. She'd covered for Sarah's sabotage of a rival's project, a scandal that went viral and painted Mia as the villain. The star charm was Sarah's, a keepsake from that time, planted by Marcus to torment Mia and draw Vanessa into the open. Now, clutching the USB, Mia's rewriting her story, refusing to let that lie define her. She reaches Vanessa's office, the place where this night's threats began, and locks herself in, her hands shaking as she plugs the USB into a laptop. The screen lights up with files, lists of targeted influencers, payoffs to silence voices, and, crucially, an address tied to the conspiracy's operations. It's a warehouse on the city's edge, and Mia's gut screams that Lila's there. But the files also reveal a deeper truth. Vanessa wasn't the mastermind but a mid-level player, answering to someone higher, someone whose name is redacted but whose reach spans industries. You're reeling, feeling the plot twist of a conspiracy bigger than this dinner, and Mia's resolve hardens. She'll save Lila, expose Vanessa, and keep fighting, even if the real puppet master's still out there. You're right there, your heart swelling with her courage, because this is the kind of glow-up challenge that transcends YouTube fame. It's about reclaiming her power. The emotional peak hits as Mia races to the warehouse. The USBs address her only guide, her mind a storm of fear and hope. She's alone, no phone, no allies, just the drive and her will to save Lila. The warehouse is a looming shadow, its silence eerie, and as Mia slips inside, she finds Lila, bruised but alive, tied to a chair just like in the video. The relief is overwhelming, tears streaming as Mia cuts her free, their embrace a raw, wordless apology for every moment of doubt. Lila's voice is hoarse, recounting how she was grabbed after ignoring her warning email, a pawn to pressure Mia. But the reunion's cut short. Vanessa's men arrive, alerted by Ryan, and a tense standoff erupts. Mia, clutching the USB, faces them down, her voice steady as she threatens to leak the files to every major outlet, her spill the tea, instincts weaponized. It's a psychological showdown, no fists but pure nerve, and the men back off, knowing the drive's contents could ruin their bosses. Mia and Lila escape, the USB their shield, and as they stumble into the dawn, Mia uploads the files to a trusted journalist, blowing the conspiracy wide open. The internet explodes, #Vanessa exposed trends, conspiracy revealed, videos flood YouTube, and Mia's name becomes synonymous with courage, not scandal. You're feeling the catharsis, aren't you? The rush of justice, the weight of Mia's victory over Chad's jab, Vanessa's schemes, and her own past, all tied together in a moment that's both closure and triumph. But the resolution doesn't end on a neat bow, because I promised you something to linger, something to think about. As Mia and Lila recover, the journalist calls with news. The files exposed Vanessa's network, leading to arrests, but that redacted name, the true mastermind, remains untouchable, their influence still lurking in the shadows. Mia's piece is hard-won. She's rebuilt her bond with Lila, distanced herself from Sarah's guilt, and reclaimed her narrative, her savage comeback, now a symbol of resilience. Yet, as she sits in her apartment, the city's skyline glittering outside, a new message pings on her laptop, anonymous, chillingly familiar. You won this round, but the game's not over. It's not a threat, not exactly, but a reminder that the puppet master's still out there, watching, waiting. Mia deletes it, her jaw set, but the camera lingers on her face, a mix of defiance and unease, hinting at battles yet to come. You're left with a knot in your chest, because this betrayal exposed saga has closed its chapter. Mia's safe, Lila's free, Vanessa's down, but that final twist, that shadow of a bigger fight, plants a seed of mystery that'll haunt you. You're reflecting now, aren't you, on Mia's courage, the cost of truth, and what it means to stand up when the world wants you silent. This story's over, but its echo, courage, betrayal, and the fight for your voice will stay with you, trending in your mind like the best mic drop moment you've ever seen.